Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So if you run a business, sooner or later you will realize how tough customer support can be. Answering the same question over and over again, juggling with multiple customer concerns and trying to keep everyone happy. I can understand it's overwhelming, and especially when you're working with a tight budget. Now imagine if AI could help here. It could help in sorting customer queries, understanding their emotions, giving instant replies, and seamlessly connecting them to a real person when actually needed. Now, think of it as having an intelligent assistant that works 24 by 7, ensuring no customer is left waiting. That's exactly what we are going to build today. So, in this tutorial, we will design an intelligent customer support agent using LangGraph, a powerful framework for building structured AI driven workflows. And by the end of this video, you will see how AI can transform customer service from handling routine inquiries instantly while seamlessly passing complex issues to human agents. So let's just think about it. Businesses process thousands of customer queries daily, manually handling each one. That's slow, expensive, and inefficient. On the contrary, AI replies instantly, cutting down wait times and frustration. So you must have had that interaction where you had to repeat your issues to multiple agents, didn't you? Now using AI, it eliminates all of that and it provides you seamless user experience that is more relevant and it answers questions that make interaction smoother and more satisfying. These AI agents deal with routine queries and free up human agents to tackle complex issues that truly need a personal attention. That's why we are not just using LLMs here. We are using agentic AI that is designed to think, reason, and act like a super support specialist. This video is in collaboration with Need Demand. He has been really kind to provide access to his GitHub repo, which has over 30,000 views on GitHub. Please check out the link of the repo in the description below. So if you are ready, let's dive in. We are in Google Colab environment. We are going to install the necessary libraries, which includes python.env, LangGraph, and LangChain OpenAI. Let's run this cell. Next, we are going to import necessary libraries, which is going to help us create the agent, which includes typedict, stategraph, chat prompt template, chat OpenAI. So we are going to use OpenAI to create our customer support agent. To visualize the graph, we need these two libraries. And to import the environment variable, we need .env. So if you already know how to acquire the OpenAI key from their website, you can skip this section. Otherwise, please follow along. So to acquire the key, we are going to go to platform.openai.com. We will go to settings and then we'll go to API keys and we'll create a new secret key. Let's name it customer support key. Let's create it, copy it, we'll go back. We have already created a notebook.env file inside our environment. We'll just open this file. We can see this variable OpenAI API key and then we are just going to place our key in front of this. Close this file, we'll go back and then we'll run this cell. Next, we are going to define the state structure. This state structure is going to hold the query, category, sentiment, and the response for each customer interaction. Next, we are going to define the node functions. Each of these functions is going to help us create a flow for the agent. The first function which we have is categorize function. So this function is going to help us categorize the customer query into technical, billing, or general query. So we are just going to ask the large language model to categorize the following customer query into one of these categories, technical, billing, or general, followed by the query itself. The next function is analyze sentiment. So once we have categorized the query, we also want to find out what kind of a sentiment it holds, whether it is positive, neutral, or negative. Again, we are going to take help of large language model for it. We are going to write a prompt, analyze the sentiment of the following customer query and respond with either positive, neutral, or negative, followed by the query itself. Now, based on the response the agent gets from these two functions, the next steps are going to be followed. So next we have handle technical function, which is going to handle any kind of a technical support query. After that we have handle billing, handle general, and escalate function. So this escalate function will only be used if the sentiment is negative. Now remember, all these functions are taking help of large language model to get the response. The next function is very important. So this function is going to route the query based on its sentiment and the category. Let's run this cell. Next, we are going to create and configure the graph. We will start by creating a state graph. Inside that, we are going to have the state. Remember, the state is going to hold the query, the category, sentiment, and the response coming out from the agent. We will start by adding nodes to this graph. So we will add categorize node, analyze sentiment node, and so on and so forth. We are just going to add all these nodes to the graph. Next, we are going to add the edges. So first, we are going to do the categorization followed by the sentiment analysis, and hence we have to connect categorize and the sentiment analyze node. So once we have categorized and analyzed the sentiment of a query, the flow is going to go to any of these 4 nodes, depending on the rule which has been created inside the root query function. And once the query is handled by any of these functions, the control is going to go to the end. We will set the entry point to the categorize node, and then we are just going to compile the graph. Let's visualize it. And this is how our graph is going to look like. So this graph shows that first the query is going to be categorized, analyzed for its sentiment, and then it's going to be handled by any of these functions. Now let's run our customer support function. This function is going to take the query as an input, and it is going to return the category, sentiment, and the response coming out from the agent. Let's run this. So now is the time to test our customer support agent. So we are going to test it out with different queries. So the first query which we have is, my internet connection keeps dropping. Can you help? Now let's see what kind of a response we get from the agent. Let's run this. Okay, so by the looks of it, it is a technical query. The sentiment seems to be negative, and hence the response is going to be escalated. The next one, let's try this out. So the next one is, I need help talking to ChatGPT. Let's run this. So this time it looks like it is a technical query. The sentiment seems to be neutral, and hence we are getting a response which is generated by a large language model. Let's try another one. This one is going to be related to billing. So let's run this. And here we can see that the agent is rightly able to categorize into a billing category. The sentiment seems to be neutral, and hence we are getting this response. Thank you for reaching out. To locate your receipt, please check your email box for the confirmation email from the time of purchase, so on and so forth. Let's try one last query, which is related to a general query. So let's see, what are your business hours? Let's run this cell. And as we can see, it has been categorized as a general query. The sentiment seems to be neutral, and we are able to get the response from the large language model. And just like that, you guys will also be able to test different queries with this agent. Like you will be able to ask questions like, how do I reset my password? Or why was I charged twice this month? Or maybe an angry customer who is trying to ask, I have been waiting for days and no one is helping me. This is how our AI streamlines support, handling routine inquiries instantly while making sure critical issues gets human attention. Now what about scalability? This agent can handle thousands of queries without extra cost. And the customization, business can tailor workflows for their needs, and it seamlessly integrates with support platforms and CRMs. And this isn't just for customer support. This AI-driven workflow can be applied to fraud detection, automated financial advising, healthcare triage, and more. So what's next? I would love to hear what you think about this approach. In the coming tutorials, we will explore advanced LangGraph techniques, multi-step reasoning, workflow optimization, and real-world deployment. If you found this helpful, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. If you got questions, drop them in the comment below. I would love to chat.